and welcome to the Chord Guitar Level 4 lesson on minor triads. Now this lesson continues on from the previous lesson on major triads, so hopefully you've just finished watching that. If you haven't, I recommend that you watch that first for free on the Chord Guitar website and then come on to the minor triads, because I'm not going to be covering as much as the theory this time, because you should already know it from that first lesson. At the end of that lesson I mentioned how you can play the triads in different ways to make them a bit more interesting, a bit more with a bit more stylistic variation. So in this lesson you can see by that first example that we've now got a sort of reggae sound to it and some arpeggiated triads that sound a little bit more interesting. So instead of just strumming them, you're going to start doing a bit more interesting things with them. If you've watched that first lesson on major triads, you really don't need to learn much more at all. I'll quickly recap that we talked about how triads have 3 notes. Basically any chord has 3 notes, the root, the third and the fifth. So a major one has a root, if we go on G, a major third, B, and a fifth, D. The same theory applies to a minor chord, except you're only changing one of the notes in the chord. That's all you're going to do. And basically, how to construct a minor chord, you're going to have a minor third instead of a major third. So if you take a minor scale, I can demonstrate how that works. Basically, you've got root, the same, that'd be second, and then your minor third will be there. That's now a B flat. And then 4, 5 is the same. So basically in all your triad shapes that you learned from the major lesson, you're going to move the third 1 semitone down. The rest of the theory for triads is exactly the same. So if you're not too sure on how inversions work, I recommend that you check out the major triad lesson on the Chord Guitar website. So I'll show you the 6 shapes. It's exactly the same as before. We're going to root them off the D string and the G string, and there are 3 shapes for each string. So that first one is now, you can play the G with your third finger there on the D string, the 5th fret, and then you're going to play a B flat with your first finger on the 3rd fret of the G string, and then D with your 2nd finger there. And you'll notice that the one note that has changed from that major triad shape is there. It used to be there, it's now there. Moving up the next shape, you're beginning on the 3rd, so you've got the B flat there, and then a D on the 7th fret of the G string, and a G on the 8th fret of the B string. And then finally, you've got there, so you're rooting it from the D, the 5th interval. You can use your 3rd finger for that on the 12th fret of the D string. Little finger on the G string at the 12th fret to play the G, the root, and then the minor third there. Your B flat with your 2nd finger. That's on the 11th fret of the B string, B flat. The next string, beginning on the G string, you're going to have a first inversion here, so it begins on the minor third, so you can just play a bar there, because then you've got your D, 3rd fret of the B string, G, 3rd fret of the E string. So again, it used to be there, it's now moved down 1 semitone, you've got your B flat there on the root. Moving up, you've got the D shape, but obviously again it's a minor triad, so this one has moved down a semitone, that's your B flat, and you're rooting it from the 5th, which is there, 7th fret of the G string, the D, and the G there, 8th fret, B string. And finally, the root inversion, G there, 12th fret on the G string, you're playing the minor third there, the B flat, 11th fret on the B string, and the D there, the 5th on the 10th fret of the E string. So again, as before, play around with those shapes, get comfortable playing all the 6 shapes for the G minor chord, and then come back and I'll show you the example.